There was a time when your phone never stopped ringing, when your children needed you every hour, when your friends stopped by uninvited and your calendar was full of birthdays, dinners, and laughter. But somewhere along the years, without you even noticing, the noise faded. The calls became fewer. The days became longer. The silence grew louder. And you asked yourself quietly, did the world forget me? If you've ever felt like that, like you've slipped into the background of everyone's lives, you are not alone. And you are not broken. You are experiencing something real, something that happens to many as they grow older, retire, become empty nesters, or simply slow down in a world that keeps racing forward. But here's the powerful truth. Being forgotten by others does not mean you have to forget yourself. Today, I want to gently walk you through 5 powerful, soul-healing ways to stay positive, hopeful, and full of life, even when the world seems to look past you. 1. See loneliness as a signal, not a sentence. Loneliness is not just an emotion, it's a message. It's your heart saying, I still care. I still want to connect. I still want to be seen. And that is beautiful. You see, we often mistake loneliness for punishment. We think, no one calls me anymore. I must not matter. But what if, instead, loneliness was your soul knocking on your own door, asking you to come home to yourself? When everyone else seems to forget you, use that silence to start remembering who you really are. Start journaling, not about your to-do list, but about your thoughts, memories, childhood dreams. Revisit music from your youth and let it wake up old parts of you. Watch the sunrise without a camera. Just watch it, like you used to as a child. In this silence, there is room to rediscover your inner companionship, the version of you that has been waiting patiently to be noticed again. 2. Stop measuring your worth by how much you're needed. You spent decades taking care of others, holding them when they cried, feeding them, guiding them, sacrificing sleep, money, and time for their comfort. You were a rock, a lighthouse, a caretaker. But now, no one needs you in quite the same way, and that absence can feel like erasure. But here's the secret. You are not only valuable when you are needed. You are valuable because you exist. Imagine a beautiful mountain. It doesn't produce fruit. It doesn't give shade. It just stands. Strong, ancient, wise, and no one dares question its worth. That's you. You are allowed to just be, to breathe, to reflect, to rest. Your value isn't in what you do anymore. It's in who you are now. Start seeing yourself not as someone left behind, but as someone who has arrived at a sacred chapter, the season of being, not just doing. 3. Create daily rituals of meaning, not just routine. When no one's watching, life can begin to feel flat. But what if the magic lies not in being seen, but in how deeply we see our own lives? Most people confuse routine with ritual. Routine is brushing your teeth. Ritual is lighting a candle before breakfast to remind yourself the morning is sacred. You can transform even the smallest things into meaning. Make tea every morning, but do it slowly, like it's a ceremony. Smell the leaves. Hear the water boil. Feel the warmth in your hands. Write one memory every day, even just a sentence. Collect them in a book that becomes your legacy. Take a photo of one beautiful thing daily, a cloud, a flower, your own hand, and remind yourself, this moment matters. You don't need big events or applause to feel alive. You need presence. You need mindfulness. You need rituals. And these rituals will anchor you when the world forgets to check in. 4. Open your heart to the new, even if it feels scary. Many people assume that after a certain age, their story is mostly written. But what if your greatest chapter is still waiting to be lived? Yes, people have moved on. Yes, you've lost more than words can ever capture. But life is still whispering to you. Come see what's next. Try something you've never done, not because it's popular, but because your soul says, why not? Join a local reading circle or online forum where strangers become family. Learn something new. Photography, painting, even playing an instrument. Volunteer somewhere, not to be needed, but to feel connected. The truth is, new beginnings often arrive disguised as endings. So say yes to awkward coffee meetups, quiet book clubs, gardening with strangers. Say yes to becoming a beginner again. The people who matter most might still be waiting to meet you. 5. Write your legacy with every ordinary day. You may feel forgotten by others. But the question is, what do you want to be remembered for? Legacy isn't built in speeches or statues. It's built in small, invisible moments. The kindness you showed to a neighbor. The wisdom you shared with a young person on the bus. The way you chose grace, even when you felt ignored. You're writing your legacy right now, even if no one's clapping. Because someone, someday, will look back at your life and say, they made me feel seen. They showed me how to live. So when you feel forgotten, remember this. You are not a memory. You are a message. A living, breathing message of hope, dignity, and resilience. You are not invisible. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. You are transitioning into one of the richest, most meaningful seasons of your life. One where joy becomes quieter, but deeper. Where beauty is simpler, but more profound. Where you stop living for others and start living with yourself. So if no one has told you this lately, I see you. You matter. You are loved. And your best days? Maybe they're just beginning. Share this with someone who needs to feel remembered. And if this touched your soul, leave a comment. We'd love to hear your story. Subscribe like You Still Matter pops up on screen.